Hello, and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the 2021-22 season. Sorry, just set myself up. My name is Dan, and welcome to a Gameweek 10 deadline stream. How are you guys all doing this merry morning? I hope you're all good. I have been working on my bench list, the list, if you will. So we'll be having a look at that in a minute. A few people saying Dan is still sleeping. I wish I was. I was up quite late last night playing a bit of FIFA, a bit of weekend league, getting on quite well to be fair. But yeah, no. Someone says my internet's slow. Yes, my internet is slow, so it could be worse. Like I say, pretty much every stream, I still need to get a new computer. I'm pretty much at a point where I'm just going to give up and buy a pre-built. But I'm just waiting for my wedding to be out the way before I make any big purchases. Because, we've got to prioritise, haven't we, in life? Just like we've got to prioritise with our fantasy teams. So, yeah, there we go. So I guess to start things off, guys, I suppose if anyone's asking me for captains for this week, there is only one answer. I'm not going to advise anyone on any captain other than Salah. You will not convince me to convince you. I know a lot of people come here with some strange captain picks, and they kind of ask for, I guess, validation on that. I'm not going to give any validation on any captain shout other than Salah. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Salah or nothing, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not gonna talk any further. A few people already, I can see in the chat, suggesting strange captains. Not going near it. You're not going to get me to tell you to go for someone other than Salah, because if it goes wrong, I'm not going to be the one to blame. Salah or nothing, boys. Salah or nothing. Salah or bust, if you will. I don't know if anyone saw the captain's video, little short video I made on Twitter. There you go. Watch that one. So there is one last dilemma in my team personally. I think a few people have potentially already picked. Yes, a few people in the chat have already picked up on this. And that's whether to start Ramsdale or Foster in goal. I really can't decide, because the thing is, I think Ramsdale and Foster have a roughly, a similar chance of keeping a clean sheet. I would understand if you're a Vardy owner, you'd definitely be going for Foster, right? Because you don't want, if you've got Ramsdale and you've got Foster, you'd be making sure that you go for Foster in goal, because you want Vardy to score against Ramsdale. Therefore, you don't want to have both of them in your team at the same time. So I understand why you would do that. I think for me, I feel like particularly recently, Watford's defence has just been so poor that I think I would rather just back my main goalkeeper for this one, to be honest. Arsenal, I think, have been pretty good. I think Ramsdale's been a very, very good goalkeeper recently. This year, he's just been so good. But like I said, guys, I understand if you would put Foster ahead of Ramsdale. I think there's probably not much in it. If you're someone who has got Foster and Sanchez, bit of an easy decision, what with Brighton playing Liverpool, makes it a little bit easier for you, right? So you can go for Foster there. But as for Ramsdale versus Foster, I don't think there's too much in it, and I think that's kind of up to you. It's probably they've both got an equal chance of getting a clean sheet, and the chance is not very high. So, yeah. Got a super chat here, says from True Fandela, saying bench Reece James or Livramento. Oh Christ. That's an interesting choice. I would not be putting Reece James anywhere near your bench, though. If he starts, he'll be on for a really nice score. I would be playing both James and Livramento if possible. I guess if you only have to play, if you can only play one, I guess you play Reece James. You don't. I don't think you bench Reece James ever. Those of you asking if he's going to start, I think there's a better chance of him starting than not. But I'm definitely not certain. But yeah. if I had to make a prediction, I would say that potentially Reece James is more likely to start than to not start. But who knows? Chilwell, on the other hand, looking really, really positive. It does look like he is going to be starting. All predictions, of course. Loads of people talking about Rafinha in the chat. Rafinha, I believe it is pretty good news. It sounds pretty positive coming out of the Leeds United camp from Marcelo Bielsa. It does sound positive. It does sound like Rafinha is going to be playing. So that's good news. Whether he gets a full 90 minutes, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Rafinha has been struggling a little bit recently, so I can't really see him playing a full 90, but I do expect him to play a significant part in this game. Again, this is just judging by the press conferences and this, that, and the other. So I don't know. Hopefully that helps you. I have got a bench list, haven't I? So a lot of people are already asking about bench this or that. We can. It's not that extensive because I couldn't really find that many players that a lot of people are worrying about benching. So if there's a player missing from this list, please do let me know. Or if you think it might be in the wrong order, we'll have a look at it. But anyway, here is the list, guys. Here is the list. So those of you who joined me on the deadline stream last week will know about the bench list. So basically, I've made a list of players who a lot of people are talking about potentially benching or starting. They're not sure whether to bench or start. And the higher the player is on the list, I think they are more of a priority of starting. So just to take two random players as an example, say you can't decide who to start out of Rafinha or Hwang. So the two top players on this list here. You can't decide who to start. Am I going to start Rafinha or Hwang? Well, this list is my personal opinion on who I would prefer to start. Ramsey Unleashed with a super chat. I got Tice as backup. I guess you mean Rice. I got Rice as backup for Rafinha. Chalobah been pretty solid. Thoughts? Chalobah is not going to play too much football, to be honest. He's going to be playing sort of 1/3 of Chelsea games, so it's probably not worth going for him, to be honest. You're good with Rafinha, I think. Good old Norman Piper returns. Yes, Norman Piper will always be on the list. He's a little bit higher this week, though. That has to be said. But yeah, guys. So yeah, say if you have Rafinha or Hwang, I think you should play Rafinha rather than Hwang. Say you have, Mbeumo and Duffy. You don't know who to start. I think you should start Mbeumo because, as you can see, Mbeumo is higher up the list than Duffy, and kind of like things like that. So I really hope that this bench list answers pretty much half of your questions in these deadline streams, because half of the questions are usually, should I start this player or that player? And this kind of helps do it in one straight, easy, all answered at once, and we can maybe talk a little bit more in detail about kind of what specific questions you have, rather than doing constant this or that, this or that, this or that. I don't mind doing this or that, but I just thought this is a more convenient way of doing things. People asking for me to add a few players. Someone said add Sar. I'm going to do it on my phone because it's a little bit easier for me to do the emojis on my phone. So Sar plays against Southampton, right? So didn't play too well last week, to be honest, even in that pretty big victory. So I think we have to put Sar not too high. Where are my heart emojis? I think I put Sar about there. Nielsi says, had a howler last week, not captaining Salah. Stupid to make it up with Foden captain this week. Kind of Nielsi, as I kind of said earlier in the stream, you are not going to get me to give any validation on any captain other than Salah. If you're asking me who to captain, the answer is always Salah. For this week anyway. Someone said add Reece James. I will add Reece James, but it is going to be very high. I'm going to just put R James there. Mankio's got to be really, really low, I'm afraid. Mankio is going to be down here. I think I slightly prefer Mankio to Duffy, I guess. Townsend, We'll just put Townsend next to Gray, I guess. That makes sense, doesn't it? Hopefully we can start filling this up, and then once that's add Diaz. No, I'm not going to add Diaz. Diaz should be playing. I won't add like players who are very obvious that should be playing. Diaz. I'm not putting Salah on there. Jimenez, he's not going on there. These kind of players you should be starting. You shouldn't really be even questioning that. Someone says Mason Mount again. Shouldn't even be a question. Absolutely, you need to be starting him. Nikhail Biznath says Foster, Azpilicueta, Cancelo, Trent. It's a whole team. It's just a team, and then he says he's got 3 million building to get Son in game at 12. Yeah, looks like a decent team, man. Yeah, team looks good. Look good. Looks set up for the game week. The only thing you're kind of missing is maybe a Chilwell, which might be nice to swap Azpilicueta to Chilwell or something like that if you get the opportunity. But no, for now, very, very nice. West Ham's Johnson, he's not going on. He's too obscure. Benrahma, okay, right. We can add Benrahma, can't we? I do think Benrahma, to be fair, would be reasonably high. I think I would put Benrahma up here. Douglas Luiz, he's going to be pretty low indeed, you know. Where would I put Douglas Luiz? You know what? I put him actually below Brownhill. Douglas Luiz very low this week. Who else we got? What about Sam Maximan? I don't know. Sam Maximan, yeah, Alan and people like that. The 4.5 million midfielders are going to be pretty low, right? Jansen, yeah, I don't know if I'm not going to add to the players that are too obscure. But basically, Sam Maximan. Okay, right, a few people have got Sam Maximan, to be fair, and he plays against Chelsea, which is not a good fixture at all. He's going to be pretty low because of that. Let's put him just a... I'm going to put him just below Tierney. That's where I'm going to put him. There we go. Norman's on the list already. I think I need to scroll down slightly so you can see a little bit more. And Boomer and Huang are on there. So, guys, once again, because I can see a lot of people are, again, they asking the should I bench this player or this player question. Hopefully, as we do this for a few more weeks, people will get used to this a little bit more. Nick Nichols again here says, here's another super chat for the great work you do. Oh, thank you very much, my friend. I really appreciate that. But those of you who are just joining or who are not quite grasped the concept of the bench list yet, the premise is that the higher a player is on this list, the more of a priority I think they are in starting. So if you've got those this or that questions, right? If you've got the this or that question, should I start Rafinha or Livramento or something like that? Consult the list. The higher the player is on this list, that is the player I would recommend you start. You know? Or if you've got all three or all like 4 or 5 players on this list, then go wild. This is your order, or what I would do anyway. Piyush says -4 Rafinha to Mount or Armstrong to Tony. I think I would prefer Armstrong to Tony, to be honest, but I'm not really sure. Rafinha I would want to keep. Mount, I would not actually be that bothered about getting Mount in. I know he scored a hat-trick last week, so it's hard. It's always hard to, say I don't particularly want a certain player after they've just scored a hat-trick. But, Mount that was not usual. It was very unusual. Mason Mount is not a player who's going to be scoring those kind of getting those kind of returns every game week. That was a very rare occurrence. He's typically this season he's been getting sort of 1 assist, and that's kind of been it. Chelsea haven't been winning by that much. I just can't see Mount doing that again, really. Whereas Rafinha against Norwich is quite nice, right? Provided he starts, which it kind of looks likely that he will. Armstrong, I don't want to tell you that he's not going to start. I think there's a good chance of Armstrong starting. But Armstrong to Tony looks like a better transfer, but arguably just roll it. There's a debate to say just roll it, but Armstrong to Tony looks a little bit more sensible to me. Cinema Point in the chat. I can see you're not consulting the bench list. You've asked Livramento or Mbumo. My friend, look at the bench list. Who is higher up on the list? It is Mbumo. He is just one spot ahead of Livramento. So for that reason, I would be going for Mbumo ahead of Livramento. Anurag says the list is back. Good luck for the week, Dan. Thank you very much, my friend. Someone says add Raul Jimenez. I'm not, Eddie, because it's you, I'll do it. But ordinarily I wouldn't. But I am gonna add him literally right to the top because I don't think really there's a situation where you should be benching Jimenez. I really don't. He is staying at the top of the list. He is not. He's gonna stay there. Show us your team. Okay, I can show you my team very quickly. I'm sure people will miss the bench list. Yeah, like I say, guys, my final dilemma really is: do I actually start Foster ahead of Ramsdale? My gut says no, but to be honest, my gut's been pretty good this season. To be fair, well, I mean, it must have been pretty good because otherwise I wouldn't have been this fortunate to be in this position. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter this morning, some noise. To be fair, the same noise that has actually talked me into some bad decisions. Well, I mean, 1 or 2 bad decisions so far this season. It's been Twitter noise, and the Twitter noise is kind of trying to push me towards starting Foster, but I don't think I'm going to do it. It's not something I really want to do. It's not something I even really seriously considered until I saw a lot of the noise on Twitter. So I am going to stick with Ramsdale in goal. I think my team is pretty strong. I'm not making a transfer this week, which is a good thing. I think next week is going to put me in a really nice position. I've planned for a couple of different scenarios of what kind of potential moves I might make. So another super chat came in, didn't it? Let's have a look. Oh, that's from Sesk. Hello, Sesk. How you doing, mate? Hi, Dan. Should I play Livramento and bench Saka? Oh, Sesk, if only, mate, you'd waited a few more seconds. You could have had a look at the bench list. And who are the 2 players you got again? Livramento or Saka? And we've got another one I'll come to in a minute. So, Livramento or Saka? I've put Livramento higher up on the list than Saka. Therefore, I would start Livramento ahead of Saka. Liam Healy says, Azpilicueta to Chilwell or Saka to Mbumo. Got 1 free transfer. I probably wouldn't transfer in Mbumo just on the odd chance that he is not available. Azpilicueta to Chilwell, I quite like as a transfer, to be fair. Oh, excuse me, guys. Late night play FIFA. Azpilicueta to Chilwell is a move that I would be more keen on making. I mean, to be fair, in my own team, I was really, really strongly considering doing Reece James to Chilwell. I have decided that I am going to stick with Reece James. But I could have done the James to Chilwell move. So, I mean, logic dictates that if you do James to Chilwell, then you definitely do Azpilicueta to Chilwell, right? Chilwell is a player I really want. He's the one player I'm really kind of jealous that I don't have in a way. Well, there's a few players I'm kind of jealous that I don't have, but you can't have them all, can you? Stathis says, hey mate, congrats on your rank. Thank you very much, my friend. Using my wildcard today, could you suggest top 5 players to get now except Salah, the alien? Oh, he is an alien, isn't he, Stathis? Okay, right, let's suggest some other players. So, I would be putting in Phil Foden. I would be putting in Reece James. No, I'd be putting in Foden, Chilwell, Cancelo, Trent. And that's 4. And one more. Who could we go for? Maybe a Rafinha or an Mbumo maybe. Livramento, definitely. Livramento. There you go. That's your 5. So Foden, aside from Salah, Foden, Chilwell. I forgot my other ones. Cancelo, Trent, and Livramento. There you go. There's 5 players that I would absolutely definitely have. Okay. I love how occasionally I get in the chat and at Let's Talk FPL in the chat. I don't think people realise what stream they're watching sometimes, to be honest. Laporte on the list, please. Okay. I'll put Laporte on the list, but he is going pretty high. A few messages. Laporte, where would I put him? Pretty high, yeah. About like... oh, hang on. We've not even got the list on screen. We've got another super chat here from Nicole. Let's just put Laporte here. Nicole again says Gameweek 11 need a 4.5 goalkeeper to replace Raya and maybe Fernandes. Yeah, Fernandes would not be a bad. Fernandes would not be a horrible shout. But the thing is, I do kind of want to see what's going on with Brentford. How do they look? How does this Fernandes guy look? Do Brentford look as kind of strong defensively as they were with Raya between the sticks? I want to see that first. So if you've got Foster, I would maybe just play Foster for this week and then reassess next week. In terms of 4.5 goalkeepers, I don't know. Maybe there's not really too much going on in terms of 4.5 goalkeepers. You go back to Sanchez, you go for Ramsdale. These guys are 4.6 to be fair, so you would have to have a little bit of money in the bank. Asada says congrats on below 400 rank. Thank you very much. Yeah, buzzing to be here. Jordan Stiles, thank you very much for the super sticker. What about Wilson? I don't think it's quite time to talk about Wilson. Wilson's kind of got this fixture against Chelsea, so it's not really a nice time to go in for Wilson, is it? Some people asking, what is this list? Oh, my friend, you are in for a treat. So, a lot of people, yeah, I know I explain this every sort of 5 minutes, but people come in and out. So, apologies if you've been in this stream for a little while and you already know what's going on. But the list is basically if you've got a question, should I start this player or this player question. And basically, I've made a list of the higher they are on the list, the more of a priority they are to start. So if your player is really high on the list, I would start them. If they're lower on the list, I would want to bench them. So if you've got 2 players on this list, for example, you don't know who you want to bench, who you want to start, take the player who is higher on this list and start that player. Some people, Eddie's saying that Raya was 4.6 when a lot of people bought him. Yeah, that's probably a good point, to be fair. I didn't really think of that. Elias says start with Mbumo or Rafinha or none of them for 5 defenders. It depends who your 5th defender is. If it's Livramento, then I would consider Livramento, but actually no, I wouldn't, because the players are Mbumo and Rafinha, who are both priorities. Again, Elias, you've neglected the list, my friend. You've neglected the list. Both Mbumo and Rafinha and Livramento, if he is your 5th defender, that is, are all on the list, and you can see that Rafinha is top of those players. So you start Rafinha, in my opinion. I don't know where those characters come from. So there we go. Chilwell on the list? No, Chilwell's not going on the list. If you have Chilwell, you start him. Same with Foden. Same with Jota. All my players are green. Yeah, okay. If all of your players are green and you're benching Headache, then you've got a difficult decision to make, haven't you? But you can't play everyone, can you? You can't. That's the kind of the downside of having a strong bench. Anna Rude says play Pookie instead of Saka. Would I play Pookie instead of Saka? I can't even remember who Norwich are playing this game week. Oh, yeah, of course I can. They're playing Leeds. Sorry, I'm talking rubbish. Where would I put Pookie on this list? All right, let's try and help you out and put Pookie on this list. I'm not exactly sure where I put him. It wouldn't be that high, but I guess if you had him, you'd have a good shout of starting. So maybe I'd put Pookie like that. I know not a lot of people have him, to be fair. William says bench 2. Rafinha, Hwang, Livramento, or Mbumo. You see what I mean, guys? This is why I made the list, because everyone is asking the same questions. Bench 2 out of those 4. So let's just have a look at our list, William, here. Who is highest on the list? So Rafinha would start, and Hwang you would start, which means you would bench Livramento and Mbumo. You know what? I am actually going to swap Livramento and Mbumo here, I think. Because the more I think about it, I know there's not much in it here, but I would slot just because of the injury potential risk there. I'm just going to move Mbuma down 1. I should probably add some of these icons to a few more players as well. Sorry I'm doing it on my phone, guys, by the way. It's just a little bit easier to do the emojis on my phone. And it updates live on there anyway, so it works. Okay, there we go. Will Duffy get his place back or sell? I'm not 100% sure. Potentially gets his place back, but we'll kind of have to wait and see. He's not looking too positive. He's certainly on the chopping block, I suppose, but I don't know. Ali says, Dan, what was the thought process behind sticking with James and not going for Chilwell? One, I think that the transfer is going to be pretty valuable. 2, I'm happy to roll the dice. Sorry, we'll go back to my team whilst we're talking about this. 2, I think I'm happy to roll the dice this week on Reece James starting. The only reason I'm saying I'm happy to roll the dice this week is because next week I think is a good week for Reece James to start, and it's actually potentially a game week where Alonso might not start, because in game week 11 Chelsea play against Burnley. Now, when Chelsea play against Burnley, Tuchel does, and a lot of managers, to be fair, like to play taller players. Which might actually favour Alonso starting in game week 11 over Chilwell. Now, I don't know for sure if that's going to happen, but I would say that over 2 game weeks, the probability of of Chilwell getting more minutes than James, they're probably about even. Obviously, I would still put Chilwell slightly ahead of James, but there's probably not too much in it, and I still do think that James, when on the pitch, does have a slightly higher attacking threat. Now, Chilwell's got the confidence and will be taking more shots, I think. But James, I do like him for his attacking threat. So, for that reason, I am going to stick with James. I think that having that bank transfer is going to benefit me. I think it's going to be a pretty good thing. A lot of people asking about Vardy potentially being injured. Don't worry about Vardy. He is going to be fit for this game week. Don't worry about that. William with the super chat says, any defender recommendations under 5.6 besides Livramento? I suppose you could go for a Reece James. I'd be tempted to try and get to Chilwell somehow. To be honest, Manajit says, Dan, Chelsea news sources are saying James will play. Maybe we FPL managers are overthinking it. Yeah, like I said earlier, I think he's more likely to play than not. The news sources at this stage, this early in the morning, I wouldn't pay too much attention to that. It's just kind of predictions at this point, to be fair. The manager might not have even made his final decision yet. Well, it probably has, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm not gonna take that as a confidence booster. I just do think that there's a really good chance of James playing. He only played at centre back. It's a less physically demanding role in midweek. So him coming in as right wing back, I think is looking pretty likely. I'd probably say there's maybe a 60% chance of James starting. Odds are in my favour. I am taking a risk, but I don't want to be too safe. Like I was kind of reminded earlier in the week. I need to be happy to take a few risks and play my own game rather than just trying to play a defensive brand of FPL. But when you're at this rank, it is new to me. Being a rank 398, it is an insanely high rank. And when I first hit this rank, my kind of instantaneous thoughts were, I just need to play safe and hold my rank and stay here. But a lot of people said, no, Dan, come on, man. You're playing some really good FPL. Stick with what you're doing; it's working, and just keep at it. So yeah, I'm going to try and be a little bit more. I'm going to be more open to risks rather than just playing boring, safe FPL. So yeah, exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. What's the worst that can happen? I was never expecting to be in this position, so if I drop out, then it's really not the end of the world. Maybe I need to be put back in my place anyway, in a way. Super chat here says, did you consider starting Armstrong instead of Mbeumo when Broya is out? Have a good week, mate. Thank you very much. I did consider it. Vitislav. Sorry, I'm not I'm not too good on my European names. Yeah, I did consider it. My thinking was that Armstrong has actually got a small chance of playing, because although the obvious answer is that Redmond and Che Adams are going to be the two starting forwards. That's the obvious answer. I wonder if Redmond is kind of a support striker. In a way, Adams is a kind of a support striker too. Whereas Armstrong and Broja are kind of slightly more direct forwards. So for that reason, Armstrong and Broja, is it a case of you pair one of Armstrong and Broja with one of Adams and Redmond maybe? And maybe you do a pair like that? I wonder. So I do think for that reason alone, I was kind of thinking about this last night and kind of looking at the players' attributes and kind of trying to figure out. I think there's a chance that actually Armstrong does play this week, a really significant chance. But at the end of the day, you look through this team, I'm going to get some rotation somewhere, so perhaps Armstrong comes in anyway. My problem is that Armstrong comes in for a one-pointer, and I don't think anyone else does. I feel like if Mbumo doesn't start... Oh, sorry, guys. If Mbumo doesn't start, he's not going to be playing at all. Whereas I can't say the same thing about Armstrong. So the reason why I've gone for Mbumo ahead of Armstrong is that if Armstrong comes on the pitch, if Armstrong doesn't starts on the bench, he's going to come on for a one-pointer. If Mbumo starts on the bench or doesn't start at all, I think, he's not coming on. He's dropped from the squad. If he's injured, right? Rio Fernando says, if you just entered FPL, what would your team be? That's a really, really big question, so I'm not sure I'm going to answer it. Dan Cross in the chat says, I'm with you there 100%. Rank is important, yeah, but got to have fun. Oh, absolutely. As long as you stay up there, there will be a time when you mathematically really can't drop that far. Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of... Oh, James C says, damn, my super chat question was missed. I'll try and find it. Sorry, I do occasionally miss these super chats because these streams are so more popular than they have been before, and I don't really know how to fix it. I need really a full loads of screens, like some really good internet. Yeah, I'm not fully really set up for this. Chris Freddy, whilst I'm looking for your super chat, James, Chris Freddy says, hi, mate, how are you? I'm very good. My team, Trent, Livra, Chilwell, Cancelo, Son, Salah. I'm not going to read all of it out. Would I make any changes? What, as in move bench players to on the pitch? No, I would not. No, I would stick with everyone you've got there. Salah captain is pretty pivotal as well. Make sure you got him. Anurag says, I guess one of my super chats was missed. Just wanted to ask about the list and your thoughts on why Gray is below Livramento in the list. I had it the other way in my team. Just because I think Livramento is playing better than Gray. I think Livramento's underlying stats as well as the eye test is better than Gray. You've got the chance of a clean sheet with Livramento. Honestly, I think that Wolves away game is a pretty tough game, and honestly, I don't think Gray is that good. Genuinely, but kind of up to you. Albus89 says, DS to Chilwell free transfer worth it? I don't know. Diaz is a really good player, as well. And it'd start Hwang or Mbumo. I would start Hwang over Mbumo, I think. But Diaz versus Chilwell, I don't know. That's a tough one. I think the fact that I'm not sure if I would make that transfer is kind of maybe suggestion that maybe that should just be rolled. That transfer should be rolled. Having two transfers next week could be really advantageous. And there's every chance that Diaz outscores Chilwell this week. There's a really good chance of that happening. Like, really significant. James, I can't find your super chat. If you just put it in the chat normally, I'll try and keep an eye out. Again, apologies for any super chats I do miss. I cannot, unfortunately, promise I'll read out all super chats, just because, I'm just not really set up for it, to be honest. Yeah, if that puts you off putting a super chat in, then completely understood. That's fine. I'll do these streams either way for the fun. The Frostbite Dev says he did Mahrez to Foden. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Owen says, are you considering starting Foster over Ramsdale? I'm considering it, but I'm not going to do it. My gut tells me go for Ramsdale, so I'm going to stick with Ramsdale. But, you know, I think, particularly if you are a Vardy owner, I probably would be starting Foster over Ramsdale. That's what I would be thinking. I just think that Watford are just so bad in defence. They are so bad. At least Arsenal are semi-competent. Is Rafinha playing? Yes, he should do. Manajit says, Dan, if you would downgrade Armstrong, who would it be? Hwang. Yeah, Hwang would be the guy I would downgrade Armstrong for if I had to. Balinderjeet says, hey buddy, Vardy replace or role transfer? No, keep him in your team. He should start this game week and he should do pretty well as well. BNVR says, best Ronaldo replacement, have Antonio and Tony. I would just stick with Ronaldo for this week. I know obviously you are going to want to replace Ronaldo at some point, but I would stick with him for this week. I don't think there's too much going on that I would really be too keen to... I mean, there's not really that many good forwards, right? So, yeah, Spurs are not a particularly good defence, so I would stick with Ronaldo for this week and then have another look at it next week maybe. James here has said, I asked, barring any injuries today, would you do Rudiger to Chilwell? Looks like Chilwell might rise tonight and I'd be priced out. Okay, well, if you're going to be priced out, man, then yeah, I think I would definitely be tempted. Yeah, I'd definitely be tempted to go Rudiger to Chilwell. It's annoying because you kind of like both of those players, don't you? Dan Cross says, but Watford are due a clean sheet because of law of averages. Dan, mate, if you wanna believe that, then I will fully support you. I'll fully support you. But no, they've been woeful. They've been really, really woeful. And you know what? Backman might start anyway. Southampton 19th for shots on target. Should we start Foster? Yeah. Again, it's just a case of how bad Watford are. In terms of goalkeepers, most of us will have either Raya, who's injured, Foster, who's playing for Watford, Ramsdale, who's playing against Leicester, or Sanchez, who's playing against Liverpool. I don't really think there's a right answer here, and honestly, you may as well roll the dice because often it's the case that goalkeepers will score pretty randomly anyway. We saw with Sanchez last week, got absolutely battered by Man City, right? And he came away with 4 points because he was making so many saves. So if you're saying you're going for Foster because Southampton don't take a lot of shots, then it probably means that you're not going to get a lot of save points and you're probably going to lose the clean sheet anyway because Watford just leak goals. But like I say, I don't feel very strongly about any of the goalkeepers this week. The only player I would not be too keen on starting would be Sanchez. But again, as we saw last week, Sanchez, despite conceding the most goals, outscored Ramsdale, outscored Foster, outscored everyone. Morning, Craig. How you doing, mate? Shall we get the bench list up for a few minutes? Just while a few new people coming in, a few people asking who to start out of this and that. Let's get the bench list up. We've got another super chat. Oh no, have we got another super chat? Yes, we have. HRDGF says, hi, already -4. Should I take a -8 for Chilwell? No, probably not. Yeah, I think I kind of seeing this pattern a lot with kind of comments and people in the chat and Twitter notifications and things like that. Some people are just so keen to take -4s and -8s every single week. I think you do have to be okay with not having the perfect team every single week. You can't have the perfect team every single week. And if you're taking -4s and -8s every week to try and get the perfect team, you end up losing far more points than you would do if you just stuck with your players and backs your boys. You know, so don't worry too much. You can't have every player you want every single week. Don't worry about it too much. But anyway, guys, a quick word on this bench. Again, the higher your player is on this list, the higher a priority they are on starting. So if you have got a bench dilemma, you don't know who you want to play. If they're high on this list, play them. If they're low on this list, bench them. And you know, the higher the better, basically. So yeah, then definitely what I'd be thinking. Why picking Mount over Havertz? Yeah, a few people were going for Mount over Havertz. I still do prefer Havertz for the short term. I prefer Mount for the long term. Rodrigo on the list. We can add Rodrigo. Actually, I would actually put Rodrigo really high, higher than Jimenez. So if we got Rodrigo, I would put him really high. Livramento or Azpilicueta, you play Azpilicueta, I think. Rafinha or Mbumo, you play Rafinha, I think. So Azpilicueta and Rafinha. Rio, stop asking me what my FPL team would be if I just entered FPL. I'm not going to answer that question. It's too long and difficult. It's such a long thing. Ryan says the list is sick. Oh, it's so good, isn't it? It's so good. I'm going to make this a big thing at some point. I actually kind of... I'm not going to say I forgot. I kind of run out of time / put it pretty low on my priority list to make a really nice fancy list for this week. But I am going to sort it out. I was going to make something a little bit more fancy to put on screen each week. But yeah, basically videos got ahead of me a little bit because obviously I didn't make a video on Tuesday because of my eye. So yeah, I was behind on videos, and it came to last night, and I thought I can either do a fancy list or I can try to start to grind some weekend league, and I decided to grind in the end a lot of weekend league. Currently on, I believe, 12 wins and 4 losses. 12 wins and 5 losses. So I can't get rank 1 anymore. I'll probably give away those final few wins. But at least I got rank 2. Pretty good, right? Gaurav here says, just wanted to say, regardless of all the haters on social media, you have conducted yourself in an impeccable way. Keep doing what you're doing. Good luck. Thank you so much, Gaurav. I really appreciate that, dude. And I always really do support, the support you guys give is just mad. It is so nice. Varun says, take a hit for KDB to Foden. I don't think so, no. Jananya says, thoughts on ASM over Rudiger. Have Chile as well. No, I'd definitely be playing Rudiger ahead of Alan Saint-Maximin, yeah. Why bench Saar? Because he's not looked that good. And I don't think Southampton are that bad. They're kind of a run-of-the-mill team, aren't they? Susmit, thank you very much for becoming a member of the channel. Rahik says, that's sick, Dan. Well, I mean, I hope you're talking about my FIFA skills. No, I'm not like a worldy, like a super sweaty, insane FIFA player. I know I'm pretty good. I comfortably get to 12 wins every week on Weekend League, for champs. But I don't know. I'm not quite good enough to get rank 1, which I believe is 16 wins, 4 losses. So I'm already out of that already. People asking about it, making a FIFA channel. I've considered it, but nah, I don't know. I'll stick with FPL right now, and if there's enough demand, maybe we'll do some streaming or something. So we'll do some stream some FIFA or something maybe next season. Might be pretty fun. Dane Peter says it's the priority order to play. You nailed it, mate. That's exactly what it is. Piyush says, thanks a lot, mate. Good luck for top 100. Cheers. Thank you, my friend, for all the support. And yeah, I mean, there's genuinely a real significant chance that I might hit the top 100 players this week. I believe I'm only 8 points outside of the top 100. That's so doable. I mean, it's not likely. I mean, at this stage, everyone's got a sick team. At this area of the FPL overall table, everyone's got a sick team, so it's kind of difficult to gain, I suppose. But wow. I would have put Wilson on this list. Pretty low, but not super low, but pretty low. Probably mid-table up at Wilson. I'm not going to put him on here because not enough people have him. Any Chelsea leagues? I mean, people have said there's been Chelsea leagues. I don't know if they're trustworthy or not. I'm not going to pretend to know that one, I'm afraid. Do you think KDB will start? I think so, yeah. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. It's hard to be, but yeah. Vardy should be good as well. Sat says, forget FIFA, saturated market. Yeah, I know. That's why I never bothered with it. the reason why I started the FPL channel is because I love FPL, and there wasn't a saturated market. There wasn't that many FPL channels really. There was kind of only sort of, I think maybe 4 or 5 big FPL channels. When I say big, I mean anything over sort of 20,000 subscribers. There's only sort of 4 or 5 when I started this up about a year and a half ago. So I thought, oh wow, there's not actually that many people doing FPL content. Let's hop on that. Let's have a go. And here we are. 100 club. What does that poker mean? What does 100 club mean? Does that mean 100 points, or does that mean getting into the top 100? Ideally, we do both this week. I look at... Oh my god, my fantasy team has apparently crashed. Come on. Load back up. I've been booted out. Alright guys, let me... Let me see if I can get myself back in. Why haven't I been booted out? Have I been hacked? I hope I haven't. Let's just check. See what's going on. No, all seems to be in order. Right, in that case, let's just... Oh, hang on. Let's just get myself logged back in. One sec, guys. Don't know why I've been booted out, but apparently I've been booted out. Hopefully it's just a lovely security measure to keep my account safe. Get back onto the pick team screen as well. Alright, there we go. We are back in. Smith, thank you very much for... Oh, that's not becoming a member. That's telling us that you are a member. Please be what you are and don't be greedy for your rank. No, I'm not. No, I'm just enjoying the ride, to be honest. I know this is kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity to be at this kind of rank. This is everyone's team's crashed by the looks of things. Yeah. How often in your life do you get to be at this kind of rank? It's an absolute honour, and I'm just enjoying it. You know, it's amazing, because this probably is not going to happen again to me in my entire life. Like, the odds are so far against this happening. It's quite crazy, right? Giandra says Ronaldo / Sissoko to Tony slash Foden -4 worth it. Maybe. If you're going to be starting both of those players, then yes. Probably. James to Chilwell for a free, please help. I'm not doing it. I considered doing it, I'm not doing it. How likely is Armstrong going to start? I would say maybe 30% chance of starting, maybe. Something like that. 35, like one in 3 chance of starting, I would say Adam Armstrong. So, I mean, it's something, but it's not massively significant. I am just predicting, by the way, guys. I'm just, I'm trying to make this up. Joshua Hill says Foden and Vardy for Ronaldo and Rafinha -4. No, I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. I think you're fine with what you've got there. Ronaldo's got a good chance of getting some points against Spurs. Rafinha's, looks like he's going to start, and if that is the case, he's got some really good chance of getting some returns versus Norwich. So it actually looks... I know you probably want Foden in your team, and I get that. We all want Foden right now, don't we? But I think you're actually good to go as it is. You've got some good players there. Maybe they're not as fashionable as a Foden is right now, but they're still really good, quality FPL assets, Chilwell to be benched. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Gaurav says my WC super chat missed, please. I didn't see it. I mean, if you want to put something else in the chat again, then just in the normal chat, I'll keep an eye out for it. Ramsey Unleashed, on the other hand, says transfer or not transfer or roll over to next week? It depends on what you need to do. I think, Ramsey, if I remember correctly, I think I said to roll your transfer earlier, but I can't remember exactly. I might get the oh, here we go. Ikidu, who to bench? Mbumo or Huang? I would probably play. Oh, that's tough. I'd probably play Huang over Mbumo. I think that's how I put it on the bench list as well. So I'd probably play Huang. I'm gonna get the. I'm gonna try and get the chat up on my phone as well, because maybe I need a second screen, my dudes. We've got a super chat from I've missed this one first. So from Keneal says -8. I'm already going to say no. Rudiger, Benrahma, Rafinha to Chile and Mbumo Mount. No, yeah. Immediately I knew as soon as you said -8, the answer was going to be no. You are not improving your team by 8 points there. You're definitely not. You're 100% not. So yeah, definitely would not be doing that move. And then a super chat from Rick says, here's a challenge for you in the coming weeks, mate. Aim for a higher game weekly score than your overall rank. Oh my god, can you imagine that game? That would be a pretty good game. I mean, I'm going to have to get into like the top, I don't know, I'm going to at least have to get into the top 100 before I need to start doing that. But yeah, no, how cool would it be on these streams? You know how that, oh wait, no. Yeah, it's there for you guys. There, I have my game week points and my overall rank. To have the game week points as a higher number than the overall rank, now that would be insane. Never going to happen. It's just never going to happen. But it's fun to dream, right, guys? You gotta dream. 8 minutes till deadline, guys. By the way, so do start thinking about locking in those transfers, locking in that bench order. Let's get up the bench list again for 5 minutes, I think, just so people can have a look at that for a minute as well. You guys know the drill. The higher the player is on this list, the more likely I would be to start them. Lots of people claiming that their super chats were not read out, and I'm kind of having some doubts on the legitimacy of these. I think maybe people are trying it on here to try and get their questions answered. I'm sure some of you are being genuine, but there's a lot of noise in the chat there. So yeah, guys, there you go. Hamza says, can you create a league full of FPL experts and then compete? There is already a content creators league. If you guys want to ever check this out, this is where I look. The website I look on, if I kind of want to get a lay of the land of kind of how well I'm doing compared to some of the other content creators. This is the website I have a look at, because FPL Gameweek, you know, I'm not affiliated with them in any way or anything like that, but I just think they've got a really cool website where and it's cut off a little bit of the left side of the screen here, so you can't see the numbers. But basically, there's this league where it's just Content Creators League, and it just puts all of those content creators that you probably know and love all into one league, and you can see who's where and who's doing well and who's not doing so well. You know, there's loads of big names in here, all kinds. You know, we've got Gianni in there, Laterizer, Holly Shand, FPL Family guys there. You've got FPL Tips, Let's Talk FPL, all kinds. So everyone, all in one league. So yeah, if you ever want to have a look and check out who's doing well and who's doing not so well among creators, then that's my reference point. But we'll leave that, otherwise people will start accusing me of flexing my position in that table. But there we go. Where to put Odegaard on that list? Low, pretty low. Tony on the list. I don't think Tony belong on the list. Tony's a major transfer target where a lot of people want to be buying Tony. Surely that you just know that means that he's going to be starting, right? Oh, guys, I should remind you before we get to the deadline, if you guys wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel and liking the stream, that would be massively appreciated. The likes really help out. The to subscribing is helping me get closer and closer to my huge goal I have of reaching 100,000 subscribers. We're getting so close. We are getting so close to 100,000. We get closer and closer, and we're really smashing it. I genuinely think we can hit 100,000 subscribers within 2 weeks if you guys keep smashing it as much as you are. Freddie with a super chat here says, "Is Asby starting?" Yeah, I think Azpilicueta should start. I think he should start. Should I, if not, should I change Chin to James? I don't know who Chin is for a hit. But yeah, if we're talking hits, then probably not. I think Azpilicueta should start. I think you're pretty safe there. He said, I also have Grealish. Should I change him for Mount for another hit? No. Yeah. Again, kind of like I was saying earlier, a lot of people are so desperate to have the perfect team every week, and they just take hits after hits after hits, and you end up doing so much more damage. Just trust your team a little bit. Try and remember the reasons you bought these players in the first place, and remember that you can't have a perfect team every single week, and it's okay to not have a perfect team every week. T Nash says Armstrong to Tony / Hwang for -4 and then bench and Mbumo. No, I would just play Mbumo. Yeah, I don't think I'd take a -4 for that. I'd just bench Mbumo I would just play Mbumo and bench Armstrong. Kalen says, "Do you think Emil Heskey will start this week?" I imagine that he would. Yeah, he should start. Sim J says, "Why no Rafinha, Dan? Sorry if it's been asked already." What, in the list or in my team? He's not in my team because, or do you mean in real life? In real life, he shouldn't be injured. He should be starting. He should be starting. He should be good to go. In my team, it's just I've not really found a really good route to get him into my team. My team. When you look at my team, I kind of. Oh, why does it log me out again? Why does it keep logging me out? That's so annoying. Oh no. Oh no, we're back in. The reason why he's not in my team is just because there's not really a really clean way to get to him. And when I ended up bringing in, when I ended up bringing in Havertz, that kind of closed off my routes to get to Rafinha. And to be honest, Mbumo, Foden, Salah, Havertz, that's a really strong midfield anyway. So I don't think I necessarily need Rafinha. In terms of why he's not on the list, he is on the list. He's pretty high on the list. He's very high on the list. Morgan Campbell says, "Captain CR7 for the laugh." No. Marco Brink, thank you very much for joining as a channel member. Enjoy those emojis. Frankie says, "I think Mount is an overrated player." In terms of FPL, I think that people have maybe got inflated expectations as to what Mount is going to provide this week. I think people are overestimating what he's going to do this week. I'm not saying he's not going to perform well. There's every chance he does do really well, but I think people may be expecting a little bit too much from him. Got another super chat from Kenny, and he doesn't say anything. Unless I'm reading it wrong. Just a very kind super chat. Thank you very much, man. Abbas, thank you very much for joining as a channel member as well. Always good to get some new members in. All right, guys, it's 1 minute till deadline. Which basically means we're done. We're done. By the time my voice reaches you guys, the deadline will have passed, I imagine, because of that delay. So, yeah, we're locked in. I hope you guys managed to get all your bench in order. I know a few people are asking right to the last second, should I play this player or this player? I don't know how you guys leave it till literally the last 5 minutes or minute or 5 minutes. I don't know how you manage it to leave it that late, but apparently you do. I guess good luck. But there you go. In real life, for me now, it's hit 11 a.m. BST, which means the deadline is passed. We are ready to go. We are ready to start the game week. So a massive good luck to everyone. I'm sure you're all equally nervous and excited as I am. That's just the nature of the game. It's all very good fun. Hopefully you managed to order your bench. You got to make your transfers in time. You got all the players you could possibly want. And hopefully your team is looking very, very beautiful. Unfortunately, my screen is not looking very pretty at the moment. Don't know why it's looking like this, but apparently it is looking like this. There seems to be a lot of random issues, like right before deadline on the FPL website at the moment. No idea why, but it's fine. I'm just gonna check. On my phone. Actually, I can't check on my phone. Deadline's passed, so it won't tell me anyway. Yeah, but hopefully that's all sorted. Ali says I was doing science homework and missed the deadline. Oops. Oh no. Damn. But yeah, we're locked in, guys. I am gonna go finish off FUT Champs. Often I will stay on for a little bit, but I'm not going to do that today. Some weeks I'll stay on for an extra half an hour or 45 minutes, but this week I think I'm going to go and finish off my FUT Champs, and then I've got a pretty busy day ahead of me, including watching the football. I'm going to go meet my dad. I've got a friend's birthday, and I'm seeing them for that later. So yeah, few bits to do. Today, busy one. I need to get those FUT Champs games out of the way and done. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. A massive good luck to all of you. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like and subscribing before you leave, that would be massively appreciated. But yeah, aside from that, catch you guys on Twitter. I'll be very active on Twitter over the weekend. Hopefully some of you guys will be joining me over there for some chat and some banter. But yeah, I will see you later, mates. Bye-bye.